I'm Brian and this is a Works Garage YouTube channel. Welcome back to another video. In today's video I will be installing the AutoExe Air Ram intake on a 2016 plus ND Miata. For the bumper removal portion of the video, you will need a jack stands, a Phillips or JIS screwdriver, a flathead, or a clip removal tool, along with a ratchet and extension with an 8mm. So I recommend you take the wheels off. It makes it a lot easier. And then in here you're going to have these little plastic rivets here that look something like this. You'll need a very small flathead screwdriver to pop them open, and then take your little rivet tool. It's like shaped kind of like a U. Pull these out. You know, something like one of these to pull it out with, pop it out with. And you're not going to take the panel out. You're just going to pull it back, because there'll be a bolt up in here that holds this bumper on both sides. And then underneath here there'll be several 8mm all the way around you'll need to take out. Okay, so you're going to have these little Phillips here, or number 8s I think they are. You'll need to take these out too. And they go all along here. And I guess you'll need to take this guy out. And the other one over here, so it's not attached to the bumper any longer. Okay, so now I have removed the screw or bolt that was right here. I just used a screwdriver. It was simpler because it drops down longer. And then we're going to need to pull these out. And then we'll see where we're at from there. Don't forget the large JIS or Phillips screw here. One on each side. So I got the front bumper off. It wasn't all that bad. I did have to unplug the turn signal. The driving lamps, I think that's what those are. Just with the little finger plugs, pushed and pulled them out. So included in the box are the following pieces. As you can see, it's a very nice carbon fiber. This is the housing with the air filter in it. Very nice, but very expensive. The mass airflow tube, or part of it, not all of it. You still need the silicone to attach them. You get this, looks like a rubber strap with an Allen key or a Torx. We'll see here in a minute. You get this is that double-sided tape maybe? Some double-sided tape I think it is. And this hardware kit here, along with this arm here. And then you get this tube here. You will be taking this little tube here out and replacing it with this big tube. See how little the mouth is? And it's got a bolt right there. And you'll be getting this huge honking tube. One thing to note is the instructions are in Japanese. You will need to use your cell phone if you do not understand Japanese, and use the Google Translate for all the steps here. So I'm going to remove the mass airflow sensor now. You'll push down here and pull on this little finger tab here. Going to loosen this clamp here with an 8mm. Loosen this one here with the 8mm. Loosen it here with an 8mm to take this part out. And I'm going to loosen this with a 10 to try to get this out of here. I've got to carefully snake it past the radiator overfill tube. That's easy as pie. Easy peasy. Next, you will remove the two 12mm bolts here that hold the OEM airbox in. Then down in here, you can barely see it, that little chrome bolt there, or silver bolt, that's a 10mm. Up here on the snorkel tube coming out is a 10mm. So you're going to remove this from here, this wiring for your lighting here. Some needle nose that have a curve to them, a 90-degree curve. Pushing on these two tabs here on the sides here to get this out. Push it down. I believe it goes through to the cab of the car, or to the, not the cab, into the engine bay. Just snake it through very carefully. Out. For the next step, you're going to remove these along with the rubbers. It's very simple. As you can see, they just pull out of the channels. You will remove the rubbers from the piece like so. This was all one. You will remove them because I tried pushing them down just now and they will not push over. They're not as easy as these were. So remove, put the rubber on first on each one, then shove that in facing up. Like so. Okay, so now you will take this guy with the two holes here, along with this little hardwares here, the two little M12s they're calling these with the nuts, came out of the bag right here on this part of the baggie. Right here, that was underneath this, and this was in the first pouch. Then you will install it onto here. This is what it will look like when installed. You will use a JIS or Phillips on this side. On the back side here is a 5.5mm. The instructions said I would have a foam piece here. I do not have a foam piece on the front crash bar. And I have this plastic shield thingy here with a grayish circle device on it. I guess I just pull that off and it'll come off because it looks like it's in the way of where the air duct is going to go, the big new air duct. And you stick your double-sided tape along these lines here. As you can see here on the US spec car, this snorkel does not quite line up. You see the push bar here, or the brace here for the front bumper, or crash bar beam, comes over too far. So I had to cut this here. Take the wall of it, put it back here, stick it back on here, and make it go around it, because it was supposed to be straight here. It's up to you if you want to do it this way or not. I opted not to cut into this because this is important for crash protection, I believe. Out of the baggie here, you're going to take two of these screws right here, along with or bolts, along with this guy right here. Going to attach it onto here with the AutoExe emblem facing up. So it'll go on here just like this. Okay, so this guy right here, this tube right here, will slide over this tube for this guy. And then you'll use your factory bolt again here, the same kind that was here, over here. And again, do not over tighten these, they'll only go so tight, just hand tight. There's your nice fancy AutoExe emblem. Okay, so there was a little baggie that came with this. I guess they're calling this a gasket or an O-ring. That will go around here, around the big circle, the big hole there. There'll be 3 screws in this bag that are the same length. They'll go on 3 of them. The longer one will go on. So they barely give you enough of it to go around the circle. So the 3 medium length screws, one goes on this side, on the top, over here on the top, over here on the bottom. This one stays open. Your longer screw will go on that, and a rod will go down. Okay, so you're going to reuse the factory bolt on this bottom arm here. Okay, so this little metal chrome looking silverish plate will only go on one way. See how the screws that are not on the mass airflow sensor have a little V-shaped divot to them? The screw itself, the bolt or whatever you want to call it itself does as well. So that has to be facing up, or else this will never, none of this will line up. So you're going to want to put this on with your clamps that you're using before. I lined them up on the outside. I thought it was easier for me to get to on both this side. You're going to want to put that on before you put the bottom bolt in, or else it makes it a nightmare, because this has to move up and down to give some motion here to get this on. And you'll see now these screws are flat, like I was telling you. They have now become flat. And to put the mass airflow sensor in, you're going to use a provided washer and copperish or goldish colored bolt. Wonder if I need a clamp on this. The provided clamp was fugly. Plastic black thing. Fugly. Everything else is tight. Looks really good under there. Tight here. Good here. Can actually feel it sucking. Just need to get the bumper back on. Everything looks good here. Knows I'm not in the car. Don't see any other errors on the screen here. Everything looks to be good. look, you can see the new air snorkel. The carbon fiber is really nice. I unplugged the battery and I'm waiting 10 minutes before I go on the first drive. So after the little more than 10 minutes, seems to be idling where I think it was. Looks like it's about a little over 600. Really doesn't sound any different in the cab. You know, outside the cab I hear the whoosh, whoosh, but not really inside. Maybe it's dipping right there a little below 6. Again, it's in the learning phase now. Hopefully it adjusts out. It is a bigger tube. Right there it dipped down again. I could feel it. You know, I am going to be getting a tune revision from Justin with Sause tune. I put it in reverse and it revved up to almost 1,000. I can't recall if that's what it used to do or not. We'll go out here and give it just a little bit of a run and see what comes of this. I know it's 50 miles for the break-in of the relearning. So I'm going to come to a complete stop here and see what it does here. Seems to be idling just right here for this whole stop here. I'm sitting here longer than normal to try to see if it's going to dip on an idle. Maybe it's like I can hear more engine. Could be a placebo effect. About 3 to 4 is where you can feel the pull there. I don't know if you can visualize it in the camera there. That's not even floorboarded. Again, that's probably just the Mazda Sause, the Justin Sause tune. I would like to thank you for watching today's video. Please like and subscribe. Have a great week.